graph the system of inequalities. We have three linear equations here, one in slope y-intercept form, one in standard form, and this is just a vertical line through x equals -2. So let's go to the first one. If we want to graph this one here, this is basically what you're looking at to graph is y equals -half x plus 3. 3 is your y-intercept, so you go and put a point at 3 here. The slope is -1/2, and we know when the slope is negative, slope is rise over run, so we go down 1 over 1, 2, and then we go down 1 over 1, 2, and keep on doing that, over down 1 over 2, or then you go up 1 and over 2 this way. And basically what you have a straight line through there, and since the inequality sign here has an equal sign, then it's going to be a solid line through these points. So this is our first line, which is the y equals -half x plus 3. Now the other one here, we're going to graph 2x minus 3y equals 6. So now, to graph this, for me to find the y-intercept here, I don't have to change it to slope intercept form, I just graph it from here. From finding the y-intercept, I make x0, and you know, you make x0, all of this disappears, so you have -3y equals 6, divide both sides by -3, then y equals -2. So my y-intercept here is -2. Also, we want to find the x-intercept by making y0, and if we make y0 here, we have 2x equals 6, and therefore x equals 3, which is right here. Just from having these 2 points, the 2 intercepts, I could just go ahead and graph this line right here. However, this line is going to be a dotted line, and the reason is because your inequality sign here doesn't have an equal sign. So these are the 2 lines, and then I'm going to graph x equals -2. So this graph here is just going to be x equals -2, and x equals -2, that's where x is -2. It's a vertical line through -2, and the inequality sign has an equal sign with it, so it's going to be a solid line right through x equals -2. So solid vertical line through x equals -2. So that's what we have right here. All right. So there we go. So we're just gonna label our lines by, this is x equals -2, which is the vertical line there, and this here is the 2x minus 3y equals 6, equals 6. Now, because it's inequalities, we have to find out where we're going to shade, and after that we're going to find the area that all of them share, or the shaded area that all of them share, and that's going to be our solution. So let's do this. Let's take the first graph, which is this here, and we're going to test always, if the graph doesn't go through 0, 0, it's best to test 0, 0. So we're going to test 0, 0 for this first graph, and we're going to test in here, not in here, because you're going to do the inequality. So we sub in 0 for x and 0 for y. We have 0 is greater than or equal to -half times 0 plus 3, and we end up with 0 is greater than or equal to +3, false. So since it says false, and the 0, 0 happens to be below the black solid line, then you don't shade where 0, 0 is. Since it's false, you shade on the other side of the tested point. So that means you got to shade right here, you know. So we're just gonna do a few lines here to make sure that it's easier. Okay, now we're gonna test this line. So we're gonna sub in 0, 0 again for this line. So we're gonna have 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 is less than 6. We test it right here. Now we get 0 is less than 6. That's definitely true. So we shade where 0 and 0 is for this line, and where 0 and 0 is here, it's above the blue line here, because that's where 0, 0 is. Since true, you shade where 0, 0 is for the blue line, And now as far as the x is greater than or equal to -2, you know x is greater than or equal to -2 is on this side. So basically what you're shading on this side of the line right here. Yeah. And now as you notice, all the shading overlap right in this area right here. So basically this is where we're gonna shade. And that's basically where the shading overlapped, and that's the only area that you're supposed to shade with these three systems of inequalities. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.